Hello, everyone. Welcome to AP Biology on Thursday, August 27th. Before we get started, a quick reminder from Vice Principal Barrera about Zoom behavior expectations. You should be using your NIC Gmail account to log into Zoom. Make sure to use your correct first and last name when logging in. All Zoom sessions will be recorded, and if for any reason you have to be removed due to some inappropriate behavior, your parents will be notified. Now, so far this year, y'all have been doing great with Zoom. Keep up the good work. It's just some of your other fellow Broncos apparently are not. Oops, let me go back. Too many clicks. All right, today we're going to talk about how to write an FRQ. You'll have a chance to do the practice one on Schoology, and then we'll actually go through the rubric from the one on Schoology so that you can see how you did. Exit the PowerPoint. Get our notes up for writing an FRQ. So on the AP Biology exam, there are 6 FRQs. You'll have 90 minutes and it counts for half of your exam score. There are 2 long questions focusing on interpreting and evaluating experimental results. Those are going to be between 8 to 10 points. And then 4 short FRQs. Those are each worth 4 points each, dealing with the concepts of scientific investigation, conceptual analysis, analysis of a model or a visual representation, or analysis of data. Some things to keep in mind: this is not an English essay. Do not waste time writing an introduction, rewriting the questions. Jump right in with your answers. Now, it should still be a complete sentence, but jump right in with your answers. In science and technical writing, we are looking for quality over quantity. So no vague, flowery answers. No need to say yourself 3, 4, 5, say the same thing, just 3 or 4, 5 different ways. One and done. When you're going through, please label each section. We don't see the I's usually anymore, but they'll be like A, B, C, D. Today's practice one goes all the way up to F. Please label your sections. That makes it much easier for myself and then in the future AP readers to find your answers. Make sure you're writing a complete sentence, not bullet points. You might see in class when we start looking at rubrics and grading each other's and peer reviewing. The rubrics have bullet points. You must write in a complete sentence. So here's an example of a question: identify 2 characteristics of mammals. 0 points for this person who had the content but wrote in bullet points. Needs to be in a complete sentence. Next, don't write more than they ask for. If the question asks for 2 reasons, like this one here wanted 2 characteristics, don't give 3. They're only going to grade that first 2. Don't go, well, I'll give 3 in case one's wrong. Doesn't work like that. You don't want to be contradicting yourself. 2 correct answers for 2 points, or do not give more than they ask for. Next, graphing. Make sure you are labeling both axes. The axes need the name of the variable, the units, and numbers, and the numbers should be scaled correctly. Make sure that when you're plotting your data points that you're connecting all points. If it's a line graph, don't just leave dots. Sometimes you'll make bar graphs, and there's a fly in here. But if it's a line graph, make sure you're connecting all your points. Make sure to clearly label each line if the graph has multiple lines. And then include standard error bars when appropriate. And again, standard error bars are something we'll get to later next week. We'll get to those. All right, FRQ language. So here we have a list of task verbs. These are verbs that College Board is going to use in your FRQs that have specific meanings. And knowing these meanings is important so that you can know how to answer the question. Now, I am not going to read these to you, but we'll go through the list. You have this video to view, and I'm going to show you on Schoology, another resource that has all of these task verbs. Our verbs include calculate, construct, draw, describe, determine, evaluate, which we need our CR skill from yesterday, explain. If a question asks you to explain, you're going to need to put a lot. See how our description of explain is really long? Explain answers should be really long. We also have identify, justify, more CER again. Making a claim, so there's the C. Make a prediction. Represent, state, whether that is the null or the alternative hypothesis, and then supporting your claim. So back to CER again. Now, on Schoology, it would help if I was in an AP biology class first. Those command terms that are important for you to know are here in the resources file you can open up, print out, make a copy. But here is a reference of all of our command terms. Now let's go into today's folder. Here's our notes for today. Oops, I meant to add a material. Let me do that quickly. Here is another resource you can look at. This is the College Board's descriptions of all those FRQs. But for now, the practice FRQ. So if you open that up, hopefully you have a button or somewhere to see the FRQ. I'll go ahead and pull it up though. Now, if you are watching this at home, pause the video, set yourself a timer, time yourself 10 minutes, answer all parts of the question, and then resume. So, ready? Pause. Welcome back. Hopefully you've written your prompt and submitted. Now let's come and take a look at our rubric. This FRQ rubric comes out to 6 points. And you might be thinking, Ms. Heist, you said they were either going to be long worth 8 or short worth 4. This is a longer one that we modified to practice with today. Each letter is worth 1 point in this practice one. We have part A, identify one scientific question that the researchers are most likely investigating. Some questions could include, how does alcohol consumption affect urine output in rats? How does alcohol consumption affect regulation of kidneys? I frequently see students put, how does the concentration of alcohol or the percentage of alcohol affect urine output or the amount of urine? Those would all be acceptable questions that you could earn your point for. Oftentimes, if they ask you to write a question, you're going to then have to state a hypothesis. Your hypothesis should have said something along the lines of this, where when the rats drink alcohol or a higher percentage of alcohol, that there is an increase in urine. You could have also said, because this is a hypothesis, and this would have been made before seeing data, a decrease in urine, or that drinking alcohol has no effect on urine output. The one hypothesis or the one thing that students put down as a hypothesis that they frequently lose their point on is they'll just say drinking alcohol changes the urine output or changes the amount of urine. You need to be specific. Changes is too vague. Make a prediction. Did it go increase or decrease? Not that it changes. No change is fine. Changes is not specific enough. The independent variable is the type of fluid ingested, so what they were drinking. The dependent variable is the amount of urine produced. And here I do have the units. That was not necessary, as long as he said the dependent was the amount of urine. The control group would be the group that drank water. The control group is sort of the normal or the standard. Rats usually don't go around drinking alcohol. That is what everything else was compared to, the group that was only given water. And then F, using the data in the table, determine the effect of ethyl alcohol on urine production. And so you should have said that with the more alcohol or the higher percentage of alcohol, that the rats had an increase in urine or produced more urine. It's too far. Right. The remainder of class time then, we spent responding to 2 classmates from yesterday's CER activity. All right, email if you have any questions.